Welcome to the Golden Feather. Grab a pint, a plate, and pick your seats. Your hosts, Vertek and Py'rai, are back from their latest adventure.
Hello, everybody. And welcome to another episode of The Golden Feather, where we awkwardly watch Z taking sips and then getting embarrassed by it. But we also occasionally, in between that, we also talk about Ashes of Creation once in a while. So, but
you know
today is. Oh, what happened?
What happened?
I took a sip of coffee and it went up my nose, but we'll pretend that didn't happen. Continue.
She's not picking. She's drying.
I'm trying.
Right. Yeah, today being the 25th of February. Why did September almost come out of my face? I don't know. 2022. Speaking of faces, the title is Faces of the Future, because we saw some reveal of a character race, and also because we have Z's beautiful face on stream.
Hi, guys.
And how are you doing today, Z?
Yeah, I'm really good, actually. How are you guys? I'm perfect. Yeah, been a good week.
Yeah,
it's nice to see your smiling face.
Thanks.
Yeah,
I missed you guys.
I missed you too. And this is our first time of having your face on here officially.
It is. But the reason that I had to buy a camera was because, do you remember Bustin, the guy that was going to be doing the 24-hour stream with you? He put on his Discord that he wanted to play a game of Secret Hitler. But if you wanted to play Secret Hitler, you had to have a camera. And I was like, I'm getting a camera. We're playing Secret Hitler. So,
Nice.
And I have a camera. So.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
So just some quick notes. So if we wanted Z to have a camera before, it wasn't just invite her on our podcast to chat with us and hang out with us. It was we had to play Secret Hitler is what it was.
Exactly.
Okay.
That was the key.
Noted.
That was the key.
That was the secret ingredient. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll have to work on that.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
But also, just so everybody knows, I know the hat is terribly out of season, but I was held hostage at Z Point. Apparently, we were supposed to be doing a beanie crew today, and I didn't have a beanie on hand. Yeah. So I had to rush out and grab my little black Santa hat here.
Are you hot?
Santa hat. It is very toasty. I'm probably going to be taking it off here in a minute, to be honest.
No, that's not happening. 2 hours
not
with
happening.
the hat on.
Ooh, man,
How
you're going to
loud?
see me sweating here in about 5 minutes. I'm going to start melting. But,
Melting.
anyway, also, as always, over on this side, we have the lovely and talented TGFTavern. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
TGFTavern.
How are you?
Dandy.
Feeling better rested?
Fantastic dandy. Kind of. Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 days in a row of like 20-hour work days, and I think between the two I got like 9 hours sleep total. So
Yeah, something like that. And
I'll be
then,
napping later.
Z taking a nap for us, and then us canceling last night because of your
my
boss,
God.
man.
Yeah, I have some choice words to say. I took a nap yesterday to come on because I've been at work all day. And I was like, yeah, I'll come on. We're going to have a nap. So I napped for 1 hour, and I was still awake at 6:05 this morning.
Oh no.
I couldn't sleep. I was like, I'm so awake right now.
oh my goodness.
I blame you.
Well,
Poor Z.
we'll call it practice. It was practice for your new camera based online life.
Which isn't going to
That's what it
happen.
was.
Denied.
Now that we're all going to be seeing your lovely face on streams and stuff, now you had a little bit more
Yes.
practice getting ready and, preparing. Yeah, that's what it was.
Putting the beanie on. You gotta have a
Putting
beanie
the
on. It's
beanie
so
on.
much more comfortable. It's like there's less of me to see, so I'm more comfortable with that.
Yeah. Strategy. I like it. I like it. All right.
So we had a pretty large drop of information yesterday, though it wasn't including the character creator, which is fine. We got some in-depth information on animal handling and just to reiterate exactly how much Intrepid is taking your feedback to heart, they did updates. They did updates. You're muted.
I'm trying to put it on my head as lightly as possible, so it's not wrapping around my entire skull and baking me. So
that's fair.
That said, it just barely tippy top.
But yeah, they did some already adjustments from the January live stream, given the feedback that they received. So if that doesn't show you that Intrepid is very adamant about taking in your feedback and fixing things and making things better, I don't know what else would show that.
Right.
By the way,
I mean, that's
hello,
some quick turnaround, to be honest.
I was just thinking that is quick. Got your feedback, done some changes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. And they actually asked for feedback for the Py'rai as well. Hi Phoenix, welcome in. Hello Super, welcome in. Cheers to you.
Hello.
I'll just do some crazy waving.
Some crazy waving.
Crazy wave, yeah, whatever I was trying to say, yeah, those words.
DJ Big Dog.
Words, they're just details. Forget about it.
Yeah, who needs them?
All right,
yeah,
so
ooh,
go ahead.
Where's that go?
Sorry.
Sound like you had a purpose.
Nope.
Because I was just gonna say that because the stream got delayed and all that because of working, and I'm pretty sure you can guess that means I didn't get to see the live stream yesterday. I watched it, most of it, on 1.5 speed today, so I didn't have time to really absorb all the stuff. But what was your favorite thing that they showed, revealed, talked about, the Q&A, all that stuff? What stands out to you, Z?
My favorite thing from the live stream. That's going to be obvious, surely.
Probably. I think it's probably everybody's, to be honest.
Yeah, the Py'rai reveal, most definitely, because that was not what I was expecting at all. So, yeah, no, that was really cool. And Stephen going on and on about the Animal Husbandry was pretty sweet as well.
Yeah, I really loved the fact that they talked about how they literally did real-world research on how genetics work to make the animal husbandry work as closely to realistic as possible, while also adding in the fantastical element of magic, which is really interesting.
I like that. I liked the presentation that was given. You may call me doctor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's fantastic. But
do you not wish you could be a fly on the wall in their studio?
Right.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
I agree.
Just to see the random things that happen.
Yeah, definitely.
I apologize ahead of time, though. I took super in-depth notes on it.
Oh, no, that's
Looking
good,
back, I was like, wow, that was the most in-depth I've ever taken notes. I don't even take it that in-depth of notes on my D&D session.
Oh lordy, Wizzy and Grumpy gonna be getting busy making some chickens, apparently.
Chickens.
Why chickens though? That's like the most boring animal in the entire world.
Because Grumpy loves chicken.
He's obsessed
to
with
eat or to. Oh, okay.
To eat.
Like to eat. Oh.
Yeah. I'm assuming they're gonna raise it for food, plump them up nicely. If you ever want to bring your leftover chickens to the Golden Feather, we'll turn them into like chicken wings for you.
Yeah. So I would see him raising a chicken mount specifically so that he can monitor its diet intake to get it ready for plumping up for dinner. I can see that happening.
What do you guys think about the fact that from birth to adulthood, there's like that section of life stage where you have the most input on the stats and everything of it becoming like a mount or a pet?
Gonna be honest with you, I didn't even hear that part because I think I must have been reading chat. But did he go into like extreme detail? That they have like a section of time.
I don't really have a. Did I put a section of time in here? I
No
wrote it in
timestamp.
detail, kind of. No timestamp. Okay. Animal husbandry. Big component of animal husbandry is taming. This is subject to change. And the taming was to help with locating, capturing, or taming and breeding. It follows the real life model with magical tools for breeding, characteristics determined by genetics, and geographic location will play roles. So it was right around the 1 hour 24 mark in terms of the Twitch stream, because at the time that's all I had. They didn't put it up on YouTube yet. But feeding, cleaning, and training them to fight monsters are going to be options. The greatest influence on quality of the creature is during the training window, which also is where you can adjust where the stats land.
Okay.
So taking it out to fight monsters can increase certain stats, apparently. And you have some say, like, I'm guessing it's a base of whatever, and then you have some say over it as you go through the training period. So, yeah.
I mean, it's so in depth, isn't it? I need a guide. I need like an actual written guide.
Mm-hmm.
Right. With pictures and diagrams.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, actually, it's funny. Somebody actually had a post already on the forums talking about Animal Husbandry reveals, comments, and concerns. And they were actually talking about the RNG factor involved in raising up your pets and mounts and doing the animal husbandry thing.
Okay.
And this is the interesting part that would probably take a lot more thought to develop a good opinion on. But they said that the one major concern is with how much RNG there is. There's going to be a roll of the dice to get lucky and get a specific breeding to happen. And you may not get that every time with the same combination of animals. So
sorry.
I was just gonna wrap that up with it. It ends up meaning that only the people with a lot of money are gonna have the resources to be able to continually try over and over and over again to get a specific combination, and it'll flood the market with failures.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I don't know about necessarily failures, but I'll let Z give her input first.
So normally in games, if you want like a specific stat and you do not get that in your first 100 tries, they'll either just be vended or shoved on the auction house. So anything that's got like a poo stat is going to literally flood the auction, I guess, at that point. And so that one perfect being is bred. So yeah, I can see the point in that, actually. But
what if the stat that you're looking for that you don't get is a stat somebody else would be looking for that they didn't get? So let's say you're trying to raise a mount for fighting, and I mean, you have some control over the stats. It's not a purely RNG thing from what it sounded like. The more RNG thing sounds to be like the genetics, if you're going for a specific genetic subset, I guess, is more the thing. But let's say you're going for a mount that's trying to help you fight, and you get instead a mount that's really fast at running. So that mount isn't really helping you for your needs, but maybe somebody who wants to attack caravans or get from place A to place B really quickly, that would be beneficial to them. So I feel like, I don't know, it's kind of, I guess if you could refer to something BDO with their horse raising system, but maybe more in depth than that, because you have the legendary horses or whatever that you can raise. But
you just gave me a traumatizing flashback talking about the
I am so sorry
in BDO.
I am so sorry.
I still don't have a Pegasus. There's so much time and
neither do I
dedicated to that, and to have like a 1% chance of getting your thing is just
yeah. But yeah, I could see that super. Essentially I was saying, like, I don't see it as being necessarily a failure as much as it may be familiar for you, but it may be what somebody else is looking for. And maybe that is where they could like pick it up and do whatever they're looking for. But
depends how many perfect stats there are. So if there's like a choice of hundreds of outcomes you can get, or if there's like 5 really good ones, those 5 good ones will sell no matter what they are. But then if there's like, I don't know, can't think of an example that's suitable for a stream. But I don't know. If there's some really rubbish stats, they'll just be binned, whatever. It's always the same. So
so like, and first off, hey Laura, welcome to the stream today. Happy to see you on our random Saturday that we haven't streamed on in forever. But I think honestly the things that they're highlighting as problems are actually what I think are going to be the good parts about it. And the reason I say that is because not everybody is going to want to waste their time on collecting certain animals from all over the place, and then also have an RNG component, and then also have a training window to go through. So it's going to be those dedicated to animal husbandry that are going to really want to push those aspects. And the laws of supply and demand say that it's not just the rich people that are going to be doing it. It's going to be the people who want to do animal husbandry, because if it's that rare to get the perfect thing, then it's going to be worth a bunch of money, right? And that's, as soon as they sell one, it's going to fund being able to do another 2. And then once they get those 2, it'll fund doing another at least 2 or 3, and then using other profits for other things on your professions and whatnot. You know, maybe developing a whole other strain of creature. And also, then once they finally spend all the money from all their profits on the one to develop another one, now they're going to have 2 successful recipes, and it's just going to expand from there.
Yeah.
Super says, my overall concern with animal handling has been meta mounts. If everyone is needing the same 5 mounts to cover their purposeful mounts versus fancy mounts. Ashes Livestream says, late to the convoy, I know, but I've been thinking a lot about the horse example Steven gave. I wonder if there is a max perfect stat horse achievable kind of thing. And then Laura said, my main concern is that tamers need to be included in the economy loop after they tame the wild animal. If husbanders can infinitely breed their stock without further input from tamers at some point become obsolete.
Yeah, you know, and that's something that I was actually thinking about also, is I wonder at what point evolution and RNG stop being a thing when it comes to breeding. Like, do you reach that point where there's nothing further that it can turn into? Because there's got to be a stop, right? Unless it's going to devolve to a different creature, right? Like it's going to lose certain characteristics that were desirable because it was bred with another one of the exact type, and then just RNG decided to not keep all the important stuff that you wanted. So in theory, if that can happen and you start to lose all this stuff, then the tamers would have to go out and capture new stuff from the beginning to breed back up.
Yeah.
Also, there are different tracks within AH, i.e. pets and mounts, so not all animal husbandry people will be making the same things, which is nice. Also, location-based is great, so super. Also, agreed they need to make sure not everyone can tame everything or else AH loses its legs kind of thing. The other thing I was going to say is I really like how they have the when you master animal handling, you could potentially create a whole new creature. So that'll have the drive to master animal handling, as well as apparently, just like with BDO where you train your training skill or whatever, you get that XP up. It makes it easier to get your horse to do what you want it to do. Something similar is going to be, from what it sounded like, applied.
Sorry, you go.
I was just gonna say, I also loved how Steven got distracted in the middle of the stream to be like, is that a big fox or a tiny rhino thing?
Yeah, tiny bull.
Tiny bull, yeah.
What were you gonna say? What was it? Oh.
If they're still using Star Wars Galaxies as inspiration for their crafting as well, if they put any Star Wars Galaxies crafting into animal husbandry, or anything actually, the crafting is going to be really difficult. So
yeah, I think it'll be interesting. And honestly, like different things they could do to help make sure, for one, tamers are still included in all of that, as well as to create more of an active part in the husbandry loop, would be if they actually counted inbreeding, so that if one breeder were to create, say, 2 different offspring from the same parents, and they both happen to have like the perfect everything, like this is exactly what they want, and then they go to breed them together, there's an RNG chance for it to actually lose a lot of stat block. If they're to do that type of thing, then multiple breeders and multiple tamers would have to be involved to start creating
they'd
multiple,
have to swap
like,
their
generations and like trade and all that stuff, so that they could have different familial lines, and they don't start to devolve because there's so much inbreeding. Like that right there would have a big impact. Honestly, that would create the need for an animal husbandry community to really have communication and trade in between them.
Makes
So
my
we'd have to
brain
keep
hurt.
track of all that. Yeah, right.
Like I have
And
no
this
idea
is-
what's going on. I don't know how they're going to do anything. I just need to wait and see more, I guess, because he just kind of word vomited everything yesterday about the animal husbandry system. It's like, oh my god, I've got no idea. I'm just going to read chat and pretend that this isn't happening.
I'm gonna pretend I know exactly what is happening, and we're just gonna move on.
Also, there was a proposal, like apparently one of the things, kind of branching off of animal husbandry a little bit here, one of the things they talked about was the potential of seeing how in-depth animal husbandry is as a artisan class, and determining if they need to make it simpler to match the other artisan classes, or make the other artisan classes more complex to match animal husbandry. So what do you guys think, given how in-depth animal husbandry sounds? Which way would you rather it go?
Do you want to go first?
No, you guess first.
I think if they make crafting too difficult, I think that turns off a lot of crafters, people that just want to play for crafting, I guess. But then I guess it's nice to have those really difficult professions. But I don't think I've ever played a game where one profession was like majorly difficult and the others were so simple. So I'm not really sure. I haven't really thought about it in depth to really give like a proper good answer.
That's
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, because if it is really difficult, people just won't be bothered. I think they'll just be turned off. You know, those people that want to be their guild crafters and stuff. I don't know. Is my answer. I'm pleading the fifth.
Honestly, I think it should be a nice parabolic curve up. It should be low skill and difficulty to begin and just play around with stuff. You know, an adequate skill / difficulty required to be successful and do things, but in the upper echelons of stuff, I think it should be fairly difficult. That way you could have a lot of people out there that are producing the lower and middle tier stuff, which is going to be, in theory, there's going to need to be more plentiful supply of that, as well as maybe some of those components are used for a higher tier crafting as well. So then you have a lot of people creating basically reagents for bigger recipes. And then the people who have more time and more bandwidth to do the upper difficulties and time requirements and skill ceilings, they can just buy some of that stuff fairly cheaply off the auction house or from another crafter that's just kind of trying to make money to go raid, versus the people who are trying to do this as like crafting is life. The crafting is life. People can do the upper tier stuff, and just trying to make some money for raid could just mass produce mid tier and, you know, forget about trying to push the upper difficulty items. So I think it'd be nice to have something along those lines, as long as they definitely incorporate things along the line, like the top, let's say the top leather armor is going to actually use the middle tier armor and build upon it. I think that'd be a key component. Like they add things onto it to brace it and add more decoration.
Yeah, I like what Super said. he kind of agreed with you and kind of like went further, saying like, say there are 5 tiers. Tier 1 through 3 should be easy. Tier 4 should be more difficult, and tier 5 for the best of the best. Just makes sense, because then at least you yes, I can only imagine with some of the lengthy posts he's had, and that's not to say we don't like it. I'm just saying it is lengthy. I'm being honest, but we appreciate the lengthiness.
His proper name is Dr. Lore. You may call him Dr. Lore.
I think he just likes writing dissertations as much as super likes making spreadsheets.
Should definitely be a meme template for Ash's stuff now.
Yep. I've done my dissertations as well. I don't doubt that, actually. But yeah, I think should I send all my gold stuff back in the day? No, I'm good. But well, sorry, losing track of my mind here. I kind of like the idea of a more. Look, you just said I talked too much. No, I didn't. Did not. I was talking about lore with his paragraphs.
That's right, Super. You can just keep poking the baby bear. It's fine. Do it.
Poke it with a stick.
Anyway, I like the more in-depth crafting pass. I like the more in-depth crafting artisan classes because it's more stimulating than I'm gonna process 300 of these, enter, walk away from the computer for 5 hours. Like I like that as a thing. Like maybe if you've already Genshin, you have to actively make the dish up to 5 to 15 times, depending on the difficulty of the dish, maybe even 20, before you can auto-craft it. Something like that is nice, where you take the time and you master the skill somehow, or that recipe. Apparently there's no recipes in breeding. But they made a funny joke about breeding recipes. But master the recipe and then be able to auto-craft. So that way, if I want to auto-craft some dishes for food that we use for raiding all the time, I can actively work to master it. And then after that, I can just sexapies, exactly. Yep. Yeah. Yep. No, not
Best
that
pies.
one.
Best pies.
Sex pies. Who doesn't love a sex pie?
They're so fulfilling.
Christy.
And so look at the time. No.
Okay, I'm going, guys. Bye.
Okay, bye. Then they were chatting a little bit about over enchanting things and losing stuff forever without the insurance pay-to-win programs. I would not like a pay-to-win program, insurance-y type of program, but I also don't want to over enchant if I don't know. I don't feel good about that in general. I liked how WoW was, where there wasn't an over enchant thing.
Same.
Yeah. See, I've always been very torn about that because I like the option to be there, but by the time I would use it personally, it's already going to make it just not worth using. And what I mean by that is, like they were saying, somebody would take their best in slot item, because that's the only one really worth trying to boost up that hardcore, right? Is something you're going to use all the time. So you need to have a spare. Mm-hmm. But then you need to devote all the time and money into boosting one, and then you get to a certain point where you have to weigh the risk. Like, is it worth it? Well, I have a second one, so let's try it. And I mean, I don't like to get multiple copies of a best in slot item, because I would rather that go to another party member or friend or whatever. I'd rather them have it, because then it increases all of our group's overall effectiveness, right? Instead of just one person getting a 2% boost by enchanting once more, give somebody else a 30% boost because now they have the best in slot weapon, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't want RNG on my RNG either. If it's RNG to get your weapon to start with, I don't then want RNG enchanting it. Because you could be doing the same thing over and over.
I would rather fail the enchanting. Like, maybe it takes a lot of mats to enchant it that are kind of time expensive. Like, time expensive and money expensive combined. Where like the higher you want to enchant it, the more materials and the more time it takes to get that, versus like I would rather lose that while trying to enchant it if the enchant failed than lose the weapon altogether.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Actually, how epic would it be if there was a specific quest line or a specific dungeon / raid, whatever, that you could go through, and if you complete a certain task in it, or you beat a certain boss, or you reach a certain like fountain of amazing magical potential or whatever, you get a blessing for like an hour that increases your chances of a successful enchantment. That would actually, I think, be pretty cool, because then there's a requirement for being in game to do an activity that's going to require some group effort to get something that is going to increase a chance of success, rather than just buying something off a market house that somebody just crafted in their spare time, or bought off the cash shop or something. But it could be a very... Oh, go ahead.
Super had a similar idea with the crafting guild perk, where they're being a part of a crafting guild would give you a higher chance to roll success when crafting. I was just going to say, I like how both of those incorporate community somehow. For the people that are going to be like, but like, why do I have to join a community and forcibly be social in order to get whatever benefit? Well, it's an MMO, my friend. Part of it is being social with other people. And nobody said you had to talk to them 24/7. You just have to join.
Yeah, I think honestly combining both of those, and hey there, Paradox.
Yeah.
AKA Mr. Jalan. But yeah, up until over enchanting, yeah, that's correct, and that's kind of the part that we're talking about specifically right now is the over enchanting portion. And I think honestly, if there were a combination of those, it'd be great.
I agree. I was just saying that I would prefer the mats be more expensive, and that if you fail at over enchanting something, instead of the weapon disappearing, you would just lose the time and immense amount of money it takes to enchant that. Excuse me.
Yeah, I've never played a game with over enchanting though. I'd just rather, if you have the mats, you can enchant it. That's it.
Yeah,
BDO had it. Over enchanting, it's just you need the materials, you do it, and it's done. That's it.
Yeah.
BDO is the only one I've played where you don't actually destroy the item if you try to get extra enchantment levels. But most of them, it's destroyed, which is why I never used it, because by the time I was confident enough to try it, because I have a backup, it was already the next tier of content, and why over enchant something that's last X pack? Because there's no reason.
Wasted it, essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, once you get 10% into the new story, you've already got something better from a quest. So, whatever.
It would make sure that, it would make sense that it'd be permanent, D2 Phoenix. The only reason I see over enchanting a weapon that is last X pack is if you're trying to literally level your enchanting skills.
Honestly, I could see it just for the sake of being like, hey, look what I have. I have a plus 10 Thunder Fury. Did someone say Thunder Fury? And they link one that's, plus 10, like over enchanted. Yeah. So I mean that I could see just for the memes and for the, hey, look what I did. I super over enchanted this rare item from
waste your RNG
10 years ago.
That, though? I feel bad wasting my RNG in something that's not current level or necessary. Yeah, that 0.00001% damage is necessary. Increase.
So Intrepid, if you're listening, that'd be great if we could get a couple things like that. A guild that's geared towards putting all of their points into crafting, getting a little bit of a bonus to over enchanting, and create a quest or a dungeon or raid that requires group effort that can give you a timed buff to be able to do some over enchanting for a certain amount of time.
So it makes sense for all of the people that are trying to do enchanting, or maybe some just maybe not even specifically enchanting, maybe even just like a buff towards your profession in whatever manner that is. And then that way it's a little bit more inclusive to not just the people enchanting. Just
a general like a let's stack buff almost. Like luck for better drops, luck for over enchanting, luck for if there is RNG in crafting, getting a better item quality out of it maybe.
Yeah.
I was thinking, so imagine you're in a guild. This is where my brain goes, okay? This is what I'm like. So you're in a guild and they've got the top-notch crafting and we've got the buff. But I'm an animal breeder, so my buff is Marvin Gaye, who starts playing, and the animals get it on at a quicker rate. Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's
why I was laughing. Yeah, that's what I want. I want that. Yeah.
Because then they could.
That's my buff, please.
Going on that, they could totally come up with a RP based crafting or classes, like let's say musician. Like some games have little music instruments you can play, and you could totally go to an animal breeder and maybe you become that Marvin Gaye, just sitting there playing music for the animals they're trying to breed. set the tone.
Someone jot that down, please, for ideas.
In the words of the late great American poet, Mr. Marvin Gaye, let's get it on.
Get it on.
Give bards
exactly. Give bards a purpose.
Yes.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't that be cool also as a utility? Like, I would like to buy a bardic inspiration for my artisan class, where like they play for you and you get like a 1 hour buff for it. And that's something that you could kind of trade your buffs for currency if you're trying to like save up for that mount or whatever. Like, I got these skills. I'll trade my skills for your money.
Star Wars Galaxies kind of had something like that, actually. So in Galaxies, when you were in combat for like really long periods of time, like a section of your health bar, your mana bar would go down, it'd be black, so you couldn't actually regen past that point. Like, it would literally permanently take it off you. And the only way you could get rid of that black bar was if you watched a dancer dancing or a musician playing their music, and that black bar would then go. So that was kind of cool.
Okay. What were you for when SW?
Was I 4? When did Star Wars Galaxies come out?
Like Songs
what
of the
year?
Lost Ark. Those have NPC relationships as player.
I think it was something around like 1892, maybe.
It came out.
It was a while ago though.
What were you gonna say though?
After the Millennium. So you go.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say
it was 2003.
Yeah, 2003. It sounds about right there. With an actual proper guess. But no, when you were talking about playing music to give buffs and earn money, I just imagined bards turning into like buskers in the town square, just sitting there, just playing their music with a little tip cup sitting out on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, it could be literally D&D.
Tip money.
Could literally be D&D, where you go into the tavern and you make the tavern food better by having a bard go in there and playing for you somehow. Like the well-fed buff that WoW gave, but like nicer. I don't know.
It becomes well-fed and entertained.
Exactly. But
I like it.
I don't know. I'm a D&D enthusiast, so I don't know exactly how much it's going to be capable within a MMORPG, but I was 19, thanks.
I had to literally figure that out. I was like, finger counting.
I saw the math. Occurring. I could see the math occurring.
So what was going on? I was thinking, hang on then. I was like, 19.
Then they talked about farming a little bit, because apparently that's Steven and Maggie's favorite. Though Maggie talked about not really liking mini games as much. Mainly from the perspective of somebody who had to make the mini games a lot. But as a player, she seemed to enjoy it a little bit more. The math meme was running, all the numbers flying by your head. Yeah, exactly.
See. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I just thought it was interesting because there was like that question in the Q&A portion about, I think it was not really in the Q&A portion. People were asking questions while they were talking about animal handling and like the professions and stuff like that, having mini games. And Steven, I believe, said that he didn't want so much of like the mini games to be a part of crafting and stuff like that, as much as just being active, like actively making sure the fire didn't get too hot to then make sure the kiln was like the right temperature and etc.
Yeah. See, I'm a big fan when games have a choice of participating in the mini game, and it gives you a better chance of success or a quicker turnaround on product, or there's some benefit to doing it, but it's not required. So you could just say, hey, I've spent the last 3 hours doing crafting stuff and I just need to make some dinner real quick, or I want to get into this conversation with the guild, but I don't want to lose time on my crafting while I'm sitting in front of a computer. So let me just go into auto mode for like 10 minutes real quick and just let it do whatever. And I think that's thinking, dandy.
Sorry. Yeah, and that's kind of why I was thinking that mastering of a recipe should unlock that ability. So that way, if you want to do it, you just gotta master it 20 times or whatever, and then you can put it on auto. Especially for the processing people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially the processing. But yeah, I definitely like the idea of having a mini game available in case you had the time or mental bandwidth and you're not exhausted of doing crafting or whatever, and you have a real drive to get something perfect, or you have a drive to get a lot done really quickly, then you can do a mini game to speed it up or make it better.
Idea based off of that, yes, the speed it up or make it better specifically. What if there's normally a X% chance of coming out with an excellent quality item by being just there with it going, but you have a higher chance of making it that quality every time by playing the mini game?
Ooh. Yeah, and D2 has it pretty much right on there. For those that haven't played Final Fantasy 14, I actually forgot about that feature just because my crafting is at level like 15 on Final Fantasy 14. Exactly I just haven't done it.
Sorry, D2, I didn't even read that.
But yeah, they have something that very much like that, where it's you could, if you took the time and effort, you could make every single one of them an excellent, but you have to actually sometimes really pay attention. Mm-hmm. Or you could just have a random chance to maybe you'll get one or two excellence, but most of them are going to be just standard by just going into auto. And that actually is, now that you bring it up, a great example of kind of what I like about crafting systems is when they do give you the option to pay attention and get better stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
I like that, because then you're not necessarily being punished for not being an active creator, but you're being rewarded rather. Like I like the not punishing part, because that doesn't seem fair. If I have a life, yes, I know that's a horrible thing to say when you're an MMO player.
I don't.
I don't. But I have a life and I need to go take like 3 minutes to go to the bathroom and grab more water. I can't just stay here the whole time, but I also don't want to lose out on the amount of product I can make in 3 minutes while stuck here. And like in the case of before I met that guy, well, I'm sorry, he's above me right now, but which direction is he? I always forget which direction my mic is.
Point towards your mic.
That guy. Yeah, well, my mic is on my left side, but on the stream it's on my right because you have it flipped. So I always but before I met that guy, I was pretty much by myself, so I didn't have anybody to bring me water or food or whatever.
Bring me water. Get the poop bucket.
Buffhead, welcome in, by the way. Buffhead says the pest on crops and BDO have no negative effect on the end result of the product. It just increases the time required to reach it 100%. Okay.
To reach, that's a perfect 100%. Example.
Got it.
Yeah, like there's I'm not sure if did you do any of the farming stuff in BDO TV?
We did a little bit.
Because that's kind of another perfect example.
You asked me.
Yeah, if you're asking Z, she hasn't played
so
it.
That's a maybe not. You might have, but probably not. Then is what you're saying. I jest. But yeah, that's a good example of it, because if you're online and paying attention, it would benefit you to go ahead and stop by and get rid of the pest on your crops. But if you're not online, it's not going to necessarily penalize you to not do it, because either way, it's going to be done by the time you get online, in theory, anyway, because it takes like 6 hours or something like that for the crops to mature. So you log off and go to sleep and come back and it'll be done, or go to work or what have you.
No sleep, no food, no bathroom, only ashes.
I'm gonna get that tattooed here. No sleep, no bathroom, no food, only ashes. Right down here.
Only ashes. There you go. Yeah. So you'd be reminded every day.
Yep.
Just put it on like the back of your hand, so when you're typing on the keyboard and you're like, I should probably go to no sleep. No, I'm not going to bed. Sorry, just can't do it.
Just pass out at the computer with the alarm to wake you up every like half hour to check on stuff.
Yeah, right. And yeah, like Super said, like depending on how you look at it, it's still punishment, because if you're not doing it, then it's not optimal. So that's a great example of perspective and priorities. Because for some people, it's going to be you can get a bonus if you participate in this thing, because they just don't really care about that thing. And other people, it's going to be I'm punished if I don't do it, because that is part of life, doing that thing to perfection.
Oh, sorry. I just saw the screen. First off, Buffhead, thank you for the follow. We appreciate it. Welcome in to the tavern.
Thank you.
Also, I have decided Py'rai is who I'm going to be. Just look at that face. I want to cosplay that so badly. I think if I were to have a VTuber model, it would be that look, kind of. Because, yeah, that's going to be my character, basically. Yep. Decided.
Yeah. And, I just realized for the first time, because I'm going to be doing the Vec thing, and for the first time, I'm going to be playing a race that's pointy-eared as a main. Normally it's just like, meh, I got a night elf, but it's an alt or whatever. But I haven't really been an elf person or a troll person, but I'm going to be now.
Dynamic. Yeah, I understand, but I wanted to clarify. Yeah, no, dynamic. Thank you for asking. Hi, welcome in. No, Alpha 1 is not currently available.
Alpha 1?
Yeah, they're asking if we could play the alpha version of the game. Alpha 1 is not currently available to people who, you know what? You should use the thingy I sent you from Jalon that highlights the comments. We should work that out and get it on there. Because that would just be nice, just to call attention to that. But anyway, sidetrack, ADHD. Love it. We're here for it.
Pretty.
Right?
Sparkles. Sparkles.
But no, we are eagerly waiting A2. A1, yeah, really, right. Looks cool. A1 ended back in almost like July, so like 6 months ago. And right now, I believe if there is going to be any A1, you have to have access to Alpha 1 in the first place. And it would be spot testing if they have it at all. From previous experiences, and also during the alpha, it wasn't always up. So there's some like random spot testing things that we had to be on, which
surprise test
kind of sucks when you have like a 9 to 5 and then they're like, surprise, we're gonna play from noon to 3, and you're like, I am in the middle of a meeting and then I have a lot of work to do.
Exactly. Meanwhile, it's 10 a.m. You have a 2-hour notice, and here's the thing to download. Ready, set, go.
Yeah. So yeah, spot testing was hard. I missed over half of them. Yeah, same. Very sad. But don't let that. Why do you have 3 stupid hats on? Because
we like to have stupid fun.
Are fun. Yeah, exactly. Hats are fun, and we're doing it.
Wow, that was rude.
So. Right.
Someone just dissed my beanie.
Yep, that's.
It's true.
They're just jealous. That's all.
It's okay.
Yeah, don't be jelly. Don't be jelly.
They don't know how awesome Z is, so a little bit jelly.
Do we know how awesome Z is? They're in one stupid comment from the stream. Complete.
But anyway, yeah, we're eagerly waiting Alpha 2. We don't know when that's coming. And we're gonna keep you about updated as we are.
Yeah.
Right, Ashes?
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh, thanks, Ashes.
Yeah, see, we haven't seen all the layers of awesome yet, so we don't even know.
No.
We don't even know. Time will tell.
On that comment about the beautiful art of the Py'rai, I wanted to mention, and I mentioned this earlier, not only did they show us the Py'rai concept, which I believe was by Manny. Manny, good job, by the way. If you're watching this ever, I absolutely love your work, and I believe he also worked on the VEC, from what I remember. So I really love that they prefaced this by saying that they wanted to take the ability of it being a brand new game and take a race that is kind of well known and really make it unique to the game. And having the what is it Bartik called it? Branchlers. Having the branchlers would be really cool. And I love the fact that if you remember the mount that they had, the one that I was like, it's the Pokemon, but it's real life. Apparently you can have things. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh no, you finish what you were saying.
Apparently you can have flowers blossoming on there that could also change with the seasons or make it bioluminescent. And that alone got me super excited because I don't know what it is about bioluminescence. Maybe it's because it's shiny, but I love it. So I think it'd be really cool to have bioluminescent flowers though.
Yeah, no, yes. What do you think about the fact that the branchlers are actually required to be on the Py'rai? Because that's not been a thing for elves in anywhere else, having antlers of any type.
I like that it's required. Personally,
I don't.
What do you think? No,
I'd like the choice not to have them myself, but it's no choice.
You can change how they look, right? I think that's what they said.
Maybe they'll give you the option to have like little baby deer nubbins up there.
Like a nub, because that's sexy as fuck, isn't it? Having two nubs
the
on your
nubbins.
Head. I love a nub. I'd rather have like full-grown branchlings than two nubs, but I think I'd rather have the choice.
Two sexy nubs, indeed, Ashes. Good, it makes the race immersion. If it's optional, why not just run another race? I agree, Super. I agree with that. And there were people that were like, but what about the Tolnar? Tolnars are supposed to have like horns, and they're like, they're gonna have horns too, but the idea is to have the like if you were to completely black out the figure and have just a shadow of the figure, the idea would be to be able to tell from a glance what race that person is. And they mentioned things like the threat analysis of like the Tolnar would have distinct enough horns from the Py'rai that at a glance you'd be able to tell if it's a Tolnar or a Py'rai.
Well, see, yeah, the fun thing also is when you think about it, what if let's say there were Py'rai trying to play a game and be a human, and they're like, I mean, what do you guys think about the fact that it's required that you can't have horns? I mean, shouldn't you be able to add them on if you want? Like, yeah,
you should be able to do whatever you want.
But then you're not a human.
I want a good content. Yeah, well, I want a true. But the more on the the character creator, the better. So okay. That's why I was thinking about the horns and the branchlings.
Question for you then, Z. Have you played Final Fantasy XIV?
No.
Have you seen characters or like race classes
yes.
from? You know how the one has like the stuff that you can put on the face in different ways, like almost like growth things that you can just add to the face.
Okay, yeah.
What if the option was if you don't have horns, you have like a growth thing on your face or your body somewhere?
I don't want anything on my beautiful face. I just want to be a beautiful tree elf.
Ashes, thank you. The ad alert, that ad command is only on my other channel. I'm sorry. I can get it on the Golden Feather if you would like.
Yeah, just so it's a quick...
you can move the branchlings as well, so rather than being up here, like to the side more or back more, or if it's literally just going to be length and the amount of twig that comes off them.
Yeah, it'd be dandy if you could move it around, but I think, Super has honestly the best point about it is like, why define a race if you can change the race to something else? Just don't be that race if you don't like it.
Yeah.
It's kind of a hard line position, but...
It's not that I don't like it, I do like them, and I thought she looked amazing. But I need it to grow on me, the whole branch thing.
Maybe you'll like it more when you get to customize it. It's not like somebody else.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, the uni branchler would be cool.
Unibranchler. Oh my gosh. We're coining so many new terms today. It's amazing.
Yep, exactly. I love it. All right. But I am super excited for that. If I could get prosthetics to like go onto my face to do that, I would love to cosplay this. Just because this is such a unique class. Also, I'm super excited to see what this Py'rai model looks like next to a Vec.
One's gonna be really tall, one's gonna be really short. Both are gonna have a set of long pointy ears. I mean, if we count ear height, I might... Yeah. If we count ear height, I'll be a lot closer to your height.
Yeah, that's fair.
It'll be weird. I've never really played the short races.
Wait,
of any
would
game.
I'd be taller than you?
Yeah. You'd be noticeably taller.
Well, that's a change. That's a change. Yeah, by the way, I'm 4'10". He's 5'11", so I come up to like his chest, kind of. So this will be fun.
You're so
I get to look down. I know. I get to look down on you for once.
I think. Didn't you say that's like legally dwarf height?
Yeah,
Little mini person height?
Midget. Not dwarf, but yes.
Man, oh yeah, dwarves legally, are like 3 foot something, aren't they?
Legally, according to the whatever American legal blah 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 blah, 4'10" is the tallest you can be for a midget. But the point that I was trying to make was look at the beautiful races on the screen. They've already adjusted the race based off of last month's live stream and the response that people gave. Wait, TV is an 8 feet tall IRL since when?
So the most recent update.
Right. When they updated our code, I was accidentally shrunk by like half. So yeah. But I'm super excited. And they showed the female version of, who is it, the Kalar? With the, female Kalar with the skin update. And I think that looks so pretty. Like the skin.
Did you see her booty?
No, I did not. I was a bit preoccupied, but I'm sad I missed it. I might have to go back.
Was it just me?
Uh-oh. I had it playing at like 1.5 speed and I wasn't watching the screen, so I mean I took a look up, but I didn't pay special attention anywhere. What I miss? Give me the details.
You missed a perfectly formed butt cheek.
Nice.
Ooh. All right, so nice, I know what my alt is going to be then.
Yeah.
Thick. Ooh, and Mr. What is your primary race you're gonna go with again?
Vec.
What did you think about the Renkai having Dragonborn influence?
Yeah, that'll be interesting, and I'm curious if maybe that's where the divergence between the Renkai and the Vec happen. Maybe that's what caused the part of the big difference between the two sub-races.
I agree.
We were all like, look at the stars, and they're like, let's check out this cave and mate with dragons and stuff.
I'm gonna ask this without typing it out. Oh, happy Pappy, thank you. 4 months already. Welcome in. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Pappy.
I was wondering what you guys were thinking of for we speak dragons. Yes. What's your favorite race so far that they've shown? I know we can't see Tolnar, so Tolnar notwithstanding. But I just want to know who do you like so far from their redesigns? I wonder how those bras in the game. Swear in A1 they were slightly see-through, and I saw nippy.
Yeah, there's always been nips.
Yeah. I wonder. Wait, I like that they said people who make fan art might make the official CC program. Yes.
Yeah.
I really loved that because
did they actually say fan art though?
Yeah,
let me
because I thought she said that, but then I think she retracted literally, like she sucked the word back in. Because then she changed it to cosplay.
You know, I don't recall her actually like pulling back on that so much as there was a statement of it's not just making like videos or streaming, it can also be, you know, making cosplay. Art. And then she started like listing off a bunch of things and
maybe I'm wrong then.
Visual stuff. Maybe she had an issue with the specific term fan art instead of just making drawings. I don't know. Some people don't like the term fan art. I think it's weird.
Yeah.
But they don't like it,
I think I forgot to record that part in terms of. Nice. Yeah, I think I forgot to record that part in my notes because I think I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, whoops. But yeah, we all vote for ZSCC. I agree.
Super. Whoa, mate with dragons. That escalated quickly. I'm not sure if you have seen the Renkai, but it seems like everything would escalate quickly with them. So it's something to keep an eye on.
I like how they have dragons on their banner, so who knows if it escalated quickly or very slowly over time.
There could have been a romancing period.
Okay, I'm sorry, sidetracked. Wonder if there's gonna be one of those, like, you know how in World of Warcraft they have the smut books. They're gonna be like a dragon smut book in the Renkai area.
It's gonna happen. As soon as that gets confirmed as actual lore.
Exactly, super. Yeah. If I escalate slow and instead you could just explode. Exactly, right. Phoenix. Phoenix born. Yeah, I'm super excited. I also like, so the one thing that they touched on was the environment and figuring out how to get some of those environments like the Py'rai and the Renkai, and how like the Py'rai is more foresty and the Renkai is more swampy. So how would those work in like a desert or a snow tundra? That makes sense and is seamless almost.
What was the answer to that?
That's something I guess they're still trying to figure out.
Yeah, they're still trying to make it function in a way that makes sense. Because, I mean, putting a house on stilts in a desert, to be honest, isn't even a terrible idea at that point, especially if it's actual desert where there could be sandstorms and just move mountains of sand around. I mean, maybe you might want to be on top of a newly swooping in pile of sand. Well, no, maybe just keep it as is there, but who knows? But yeah, they did say they're still working on stuff and things.
Yeah, interesting.
I'm trying to think. Would there be a more extreme example you can think of besides? Because also they were talking about the Py'rai's incorporation of tree life. Because they might be living in cactus houses if they're in the desert biome.
Yeah. Based off of Wizzy's thing about the terraforming, what if I don't know where in the node progression this predetermination of the primary cultural tendency is being applied. But, excuse me, what if before it levels up to the next node level, you start seeing people like terraforming and making like areas like it's an area that's more swampy looking is appearing. I don't know. It's kind of hard to do in a desert because there's literally just the sun beating down and drying everything constantly. But I don't know.
It's going to be interesting to see how they do it though.
Mm-hmm. That's a song about building the house upon the sand. I'm not sure.
Talking about the Pitbull song, like building castles out of sand.
Oh, castles, yeah, lava area turning foresty from Py'rai. There's just lava trees everywhere. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Everything's on fire.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, actually, I didn't even think about that one. But I just had a funny vision of a Py'rai elf out in the middle of the desert cursing to themselves because they have to carve out a house out of a giant cactus. Like, can't even bring my furniture in here. It's gonna get all So I have to make like waterproof furniture because the cactus is just gonna be like dripping all over everything. What is this even?
So many weird breeding combos today. Harry Potter meets Elon Musk. For the terraforming with magic.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I love it.
Speaking of weird breeding combos, the one thing they were talking
yes.
about, or they were showing with the giraffe bull gorilla looking combo thing. I don't even know what that was. Where was that?
Yeah, I remember them showing it, but I don't know I can't remember what it's called.
Let's see.
The giant dinosaur looking things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they have like the stance of a gorilla, the big old long neck and feet of a giraffe, but giant big old tree horns. It's crazy. Forest chungus. Yeah, the chungus.
Yeah.
That was what it was.
Yeah, those things. Sorry for the mount that I was referring to earlier. They were saying like the branchlers would be like that. But yeah, the chunguses. Those look cool.
Yeah.
The ENT mounts, yeah.
Telling you, the Animal Husbandry thing is going to be pretty insane.
It sounds like it, doesn't it? Sounds nuts.
Birthday bananas.
I should have gotten more coffee.
Ditto.
You get one.
It'll take me a while to go get it. It's all good. Ship.
Ooh.
So I like how they talked about the role of the producer in general for the people that didn't really understand what a producer did. I felt like they did a pretty good analogy for it.
Yeah. It was funny. I never had any clue what a producer really did for anything anywhere until I was on another podcast and I was the new guy, but they had me doing all the random stuff and keeping track of things. And they're like, you know what? You just figured out your role. You're the producer. I was like, oh, all right. That sounds so prestigious, but what am I doing? I'm basically just keeping notes for you guys. I'm not really like doing a proper producer thing, but that's when I had to actually look up what WTF does a producer do. I was like, no, that sounds a lot more in depth than what I'm actually doing, but I mean, I'll take the title, sure, by all means, go for it. I'm actually just.
It was nice to see like someone else on stream as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Someone else.
Yeah, I always like when they bring new faces. I know they had for a time there they were constantly rotating in somebody else when they had like Steven and Bard.
I wonder if some of like the old faces they used to have on once in a while are actually still around. I'll need to go back and look up.
Yeah.
Look up some of those folks and see if they're still around.
Both the glue that holds everything together and also keeps people on schedule. Yeah, pretty much. I like they're the floor manager or the warehouse lead keeping everything on schedule. Yeah. Soft Peter is gone.
Oh no, yeah, that was actually one of the names I was trying to remember. Makes us sad. But yeah, the glue holds everything together, keep people on schedule, and also like the tornado warning siren as well, because they're like, hey, there's this thing coming around that might cause an issue for you. Here's how you could possibly handle it. Go.
Yeah. I'm so sad that they lost Toast to Bacon Bard Toast. All great peeps.
I'm so sorry, my cat's gonna stop screaming.
No, it's all good. I just thought it was funny because you're like, same, and then meow. The cat was agreeing.
That by our cat
That's
too.
all that was.
Yeah. It's true. B2W, randomly, I know the last time, call PETA. Yes, the abuse. You can hear it in the kitty's voice. It's very distressed.
I'm trying to get a bed, perhaps. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Mom, it's bed.
Yeah. During the last podcast, by the way, I mentioned that Grant Thor was going to be starting to push out stories again. The first one's been dropped already. As of the 18th. It was actually like right after we did the last stream. We're
That's
like, hey,
funny.
go check this out. And then like right after the stream was over, I think is pretty much when he posted it up.
That's
and
awesome.
someone else put another one too. Lethanel put up a story, a prologue, if you will, to AOC.
I haven't met either of them yet. I've been busy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We've been pretty busy too, as you could tell. We had to cancel the stream yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
And unfortunately, next week is not getting any less busy for me because unfortunately, my boss found out a family member of his has passed away and is taking next week off. And 3 months into my job, I have to take over for both of us because we're a 2-person team. So I'm like, I got this. No problem.
So what you're saying is you lost 50% of your workforce in a day.
Yeah,
at
pretty
least
much.
temporarily.
Yeah.
That sounds so crazy when you put it in percentages like that, doesn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, I'm like, I can do this. I can hold the beam up above me. But yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, Unbreakable Bonds, the cosmetics, end March 9th.
I do believe I might get the bird, but I think the only thing I'm definitely going to be picking up for us is going to be the meat haul.
Yeah, I feel like that's the only thing I really wanted out of that. And if one of us gets it, we can apply it to the thing, so that's fine.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying to make sure I get all the good, tavern looking stuff.
I
so
bought
we can
all
have
of
the
them.
Golden Feather Tavern.
But yeah, if you guys like fan-made stories and stuff, and you find things like, even who was it that we liked for a while there, who was doing all of the Ashes comics? Like he did the comic at Steven.
Voxov was one of my favorites.
I think it was Voxov. Yeah.
I forget the other one's name, but I know who you're talking about. But yeah, they were on it for a quick minute, and I think they kind of fizzled out.
Yeah. I like the bird and the caravan the most. Yeah. But the lore behind the bird has me intrigued. Okay. I haven't read the lore behind that yet. But I don't know. I like stories. I like how everybody's getting so creative already with like what they think happened before AOC. You can tell the people that are going to be really enticed by like the lore that gets released in the gameplay.
Yeah, here you go.
Stuff like
For
that.
the bird. Smart, resilient, and fiercely loyal, the Rockhawk is a highly sought-after companion for Dunir scouts and rangers. These fearless birds of prey are trained from birth to serve as observers and message carriers. Domesticated Rockhawks will not lay eggs in coops, so they must be released to lay eggs in the wild and stony terrain of the Northwest Mountains. Successfully finding and recovering these eggs is a cause for Dunir Ranger celebration.
Aww.
Egg party!
Yay.
Yeah, I like the birdies. The
I like the
bulldog
bracer.
ram mount thing is interesting.
Mm-hmm. Can't use my beauty sleep. All good. Thank you, Nair, for hanging out.
Bye, Nether.
Goodbye. Rest well. Stay beautiful. So, has anything else fun and interesting happened in the past week that you've seen, Z? Because I know, like we were just saying, the reason we had to cancel yesterday is I've been stuck with my face in the work screen. But have we missed anything crazy and interesting?
What, from my side or from Ash's side?
Oh, just any of the above.
Either way.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
Not for me. I've just been at work. I worked, I
Yay.
came home, I worked on my cross stitch, and I've become slightly obsessed with The Mentalist again, so yeah, I've just been chilling.
Okay, so I saw something, there was a post, what was it, yesterday or today, from Ashes talking about you did another thing. What was the other thing you did? The new one they posted about? Or were they re-highlighting something from before?
Oh no, it was a boat.
A boat.
Nice.
A boat.
So I saw the notification. I didn't have a chance to look at it yet, though.
Wow. Yeah, it was a boat.
A
I have it
boat.
right here. I
Yeah.
have it right here. I'll send it to you. Alright, sent.
Oh, there we are. Oh,
It
okay,
looks
yeah,
so
yeah, I
bad in
remember
that
seeing
picture
that.
as well. No, you remember seeing it?
Yeah, I remember seeing that. That's right. With the little, the beady things. The beady lights.
Yeah. That was such a pain to make as well.
It looks like a pain because I was trying to do a cosplay that had a lot of beads, and that I got exhausted after making like maybe a quarter of them because I was making the beads out of like the foam clay thing.
Yeah, I made those beads as well out of clay. The whole thing's made out of clay. But yeah, that's probably like the worst thing I've ever made actually.
Yeah, see, I can't do, like, clay stuff.
It's still really
I don't know
cool,
what
though.
it is, but I can't seem to make clay do anything I want it to.
How did you
Honestly, I
get
need a
the blue thing at the front that's supposed to be the lantern? How did you get it to shine like that? Like it's
Magic, Chibi, magic.
Magic. Ooh.
Yeah.
Alright, and yeah, I'm slowly trying to get this thing highlighted so I can actually show you people's too. Using the magic of technology.
Yeah. I really like the Katsu Enya.
Here we are.
They I like the Py'rai art that they did. It's so pretty.
Oh, yeah. Let's see, I think I actually have that opened already over here.
But they have, I believe, all the races. Well, not all the races, but they have a bunch of art. I just cannot draw. That's really cool.
Yeah,
I
me
try to
neither.
draw. Nah. Sorceress never tells her ways. Exactly. I like how there's a cat with Fupo? Question mark.
Yeah,
But
Enya.
I like how
There we are.
Fupo gets fan art.
right? It's kind of adorable.
Favoritism.
You do the fan art, so anything anybody else were to do of you would end up being, I don't know, I'm trying to find some way to rationalize it because
Well,
you
to
do
be
fan art
Let's
yourself.
make my own fan art. I'll be like, yay, Z.
I would do fan art, except for I can't art, so yeah.
Yeah, I would do fan art except
Yeah,
for
but-
also the same.
Sorry.
It would be more
Yawning.
insulting than flattery.
Right.
What did you do to my creation?
That beady-eyed
Didn't ban
one
me.
really scares me.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
somehow made it like super creepy.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. I love how they made the rock armadillo, crystal armadillo glowy. It's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, like total neon, like steampunkish, or not
Yeah.
steampunk, cyberpunkish.
Yeah.
The koi is still my favourite pet, I think.
Yeah.
The which one? Oh, the koi.
The koi,
okay.
yeah. It was the
For
first
some reason,
pack
I thought you said
bought.
koi.
Koi?
Yeah.
Koi, like I thought I missed a koi fish or something like that.
Oh, I'm so sorry about the cat. I'm sorry.
Don't be
It's gonna
sorry.
get louder.
I feel like I'm being
It's just gonna
accused
get
of
louder.
something because the kitty is
It is.
just straight yelling and I can't tell who it's yelling at.
He's
And so
bringing
I
his
feel
toys to me.
It's yelling at us
Yeah.
for keeping mommy away from them.
No, he's just like,
Walking
I brought you a
towards you,
stick. Meow.
Where's the cuddles?
I brought you a stick. It's such a great present.
I also like the I don't know, it's kind of like a 3D-ish looking render of the portal. Yep, it is a 3D render. Cool, I didn't even read it. Yay for reading. Supreme Phoenix did. It's really nifty. It looks like something you could actually like put on a shelf or something with the way he did it. At least the second to last one. It looks like a rock formation thing that, yeah.
Yeah, trying to
I
get
don't
that
know.
one set up to show off.
A little
right now.
trinket thing that you can put on like a shelf or like on your desk.
Oh, I like the COVID statue.
There we are.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, that's
But
cute.
I like the rendering that he did. Like he did pretty well. I like how the dark version, like you have up there, has the crystals illuminated.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, dark version.
So
Yeah, this was done
pretty.
in
Yeah.
Blender. Supreme Phoenix says they just recently started learning Blender 3D editor.
Nice.
That's
They
learning
wanted,
recently.
yeah.
3D artist in the making.
Or maybe they're experienced in 3D art, but just not with Blender specifically, and this is their first time playing around with the Blender platform, maybe. Either way, it's
Yeah.
fantastic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I have Blender. I just don't know how to use it at all. It's tricky.
Yeah, I don't as well. And kind of what you were
Oh.
saying, Phoebe, about looking like something you would put on your desk. This one here looks like a photo of like an actual IRL desk ornament.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Like the granite with the little gold veins in it.
Yeah. It looks like something that you could physically buy from the store and put it on your desk is what I was referring to. Not just
Okay.
in game, but like actual. It looks so realistic in terms of like a real life object.
Texture
I like how
balance is great.
Super's getting like I guess OCD-ish over Abbott having a lowercase a. Capitalize the A! Never! No, it was Emerson, not me. Oh, okay. But yeah, I think these are really cool. I love seeing community
Want
things.
one. I want
Yeah,
one.
me too. Oh, to what was he saying? Oh, okay.
I will take two.
I want
So,
more.
like I want one of the light stones and one of the dark stones. I want one of each.
Yeah. Look at that environment art, though. A swampy area. I wonder how that's gonna be like reacting to your character as you're running through it. It's interesting.
Oh,
I-
So cute.
you go.
Oh, I was just gonna say I like since you're talking about the environment and reacting to stuff. Like I know you mentioned it before, but just to double highlight the Stephen talking about potentially, I guess your horns for your Py'rai could react to like the elements and seasons and stuff too. That was really cool. I know you're talking about like the bioluminescent flowers and whatnot, but that just to me, I don't know. That's part of one of the things that makes Ashes very, very interesting to me is just the depth of and amount of detail they're putting into a lot of different things.
Yeah, it's the little things.
The
See, I was
little
gonna say-
experience things.
On Twitter, I have the I follow the guy that made the elf. Oh my god, words! Concept art.
Oh, okay.
And I said, oh, they're so beautiful, and he was like, thank you. But yeah, no, very cute.
Nice. Manny? Is that who you're talking about, Manny?
Oh, you put me on the spot now.
Runner.
I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
Who it
I heard
was?
clicking, so I was assuming.
Yeah, I was trying to say who it was. It was. Keep continuing. It could take me a while. I'm really savvy.
Okay. I liked them showing more of the environment art, like the cart.
His name was Joe.
Oh, okay.
Joe.
The banners.
Go, Joe. So
His name was Joe.
interesting question that I would have also when they were talking about aquatic mounts. Do you think they're going to require people who want to breed and raise water mounts? Do you think they're going to be required to actually have, say, their freehold near the water, or would there be like a freehold component you could get, like a giant pool where you could actually breed and raise the aquatic mounts?
You know, that's a good point, because I believe they were showing off the marshlands or the water area, and they were talking about that being a great place to raise and train mounts and stuff. And possibly, because they were also saying like that area was very fertile and stuff like that. So having all of that would be really, really cool, because then you have like the land area, but also the watery area. And little tiny waterways. Can you imagine using little tiny waterways to like train water pets? That'd be adorable. Like a little pond or like a gentle river or something.
Freehold they did have a pond in it, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
just a little one.
Just a little pond. Can you imagine getting the tidebreaker in that? We're like half in there with his like fins hanging out the
I'm just
side.
imagining like a little kid with a raincoat and umbrella, but all there is a tiny little puddle, and they're just trying to stomp on it as hard as they can to get it to splash. That's what I imagine.
Sorry.
Oh, go for it.
I was just gonna say, for some reason, I'm imagining like quote unquote hot tub streams with like a person and like the kiddie pool.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Too tiny for a person.
Potentially come up with something where it's like a little entrance at the top, but then if you look down into it, it actually goes down deep and spreads out. So it's like a big
Like a
underwater
well.
thing. Yeah, kind of like a well type setup.
Open at the bottom.
Super says I'm gonna put my freehold on a pile of salt so the stores cannot enter.
That's a really good idea, actually.
Oh man.
That snores is a being of nightmares. Yeah,
it is.
I won't ever make snores fan art.
I don't know who thought of that, but I am actually kind of surprised it made it into being an actual mount.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, some of the stuff that they've made, it kind of fits in with there are some weird creatures out there in the world kind of theme. Like the gorilla giraffe bull thing. The giraffable. That's what I'm going to call it. It's the giraffable. Maggie.
No. There's definitely some strange things. The snores, the griffin thing, but with the face of a woman. That one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And let's not forget the swole breaker.
Oh, but I like
which
him.
They have unswolled. Did you notice that? They made him less buff.
Did they? I didn't even notice. They swolled him down.
He's been unswolled. It makes me sad. Because looking at the original concept stuff, and they're like, yeah, look at it with its butterfly wings, and it had like the giant look to him. But then the most recent video with Steven on it, with the Castle Siege video, it shows it. Yeah. It's much smaller. It looks like just almost a griffin-sized thing, instead of like the giant bully that it used to be. And no ramps and no corgi. You don't know Varen corgis. They might be powerful jumpers.
Fair.
You know,
not our dog though. It's a good thing she's not a corgi.
Who was it in chat? Someone said that the Py'rai model is Maggie, and nobody's going to convince them otherwise. And now that it's been said, and I see this rendering and then Maggie down in the bottom, I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Did you not think that when you saw the stream? Literally, that was the first thing I thought when I saw her face. I was like, "Oh my god, that's Maggie."
Yeah, I totally didn't. Not until it was mentioned. But now I can't unsee that. Now it's stuck.
They better not unswole rabbit.
No.
I took a picture of her and used it as a base 100%. Yeah, probably.
I mean, you never know. It might be this little art piece here might be a product of the character creator. That maybe it was a project to make a Maggie elf. Get my hopes up.
Maybe.
Is Maggie pro elf? I didn't know what race she was pro.
I thought she liked dwarves.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I just remember
there was
always.
Yeah, I think she was always like the small people. At least in the streams, anyway.
Yeah.
That would be one heck of a reveal, though, if they came out and said that they made the Vec reveal and the Py'rai reveal in the character creator.
I agree. It does kind of look like that, doesn't it, Super? She's saying like looks like her last cosplay.
Fair enough.
Oh, maybe
the foretelling.
Yeah,
the foretelling that has been told. This has been foretold.
Yeah, Maggie's version of a leak.
Yeah, but like 6 months ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I was just. What's that movie we were watching? Was it This Has Been Foretold or You've Been Foretold? I don't know.
You've been foretold.
Yeah. I like it.
What was that? That was like Guardians of...
Was it something about one? Some sort of owl movie.
Yeah. You've been foretold.
I've not seen it.
That's kind of cute.
It's like kids show, kind of.
Yeah.
Kids movie. I apologize for the yawns, guys. Not last night, but the night before I got like 5 hours of sleep, and then last night I got barely 8 hours of sleep. So a little on the sleepy side. Can't complain though, because that guy got way less than I did. So.
Oh no, you can still complain. It's still a late bit, very late bit.
She yawned. I'm leaving. How dare you? I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't say it because I'm holding it in. I'm holding my yawn in.
That's it. I'm out of here. I can't handle your nonsensical yawning.
So
look what I started.
So question for you. Because somebody else commented on it on Reddit with the Animal Husbandry thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You know how they had the big question and discussion for a minute anyway about Animal Husbandry possibly being more intense than the other crafting classes. Do you think that would even be a thing that should need to be worried about? Because it's just a completely different kind of crafting anyway. And there's going to be some RNG and, real life impacts that they're trying to add into the influence of the Animal Husbandry system instead of just combine 2 and you get, combine X and Y and you definitely get Z type of setup. Do you think they should even care about that?
I'm sorry.
I'm purposely not looking and trying to not hear.
It's so hard to...
No,
I just think they should do what they want to do until... Yeah, just carry on with what they're doing and then get feedback later on. It's so hard to be like, should they do this? Should they... I don't know. I don't know if they should do it. I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah.
Should they worry about it being so different? I don't know. Because it can go one way or the other. People are really going to love it because it's so complex, or people aren't going to love it because it's so complex. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so hard to make a decision. People are so different. Like, I don't like one thing, but you guys might like it. You are not going to please everybody. So
exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I think that's the whole point of A2 though, isn't it? It's like, okay, well, let's test this. Let's see how we like it. Let's see how we don't like it.
Exactly.
Yeah, get a real good feel for it. Because honestly, I'm kind of torn, and maybe that's because I'm not like a life skiller. That's not really something that I devote a lot of my time to. I like to play with it for like gathering and whatnot because it'll make me a couple bucks, and it's something I can do when I just want to be in game, but I don't want to do anything that takes a lot of effort or brain power. I just want to go in and just be in the world, see what's happening in chat, and just exist inside of whatever game world. So maybe that's why it isn't a huge impact to me, but well, Wizzy, you have yourself a good nap. And we'll catch you again next time.
Bye.
Yeah, Super says they don't need everyone pleased. Just them. That's it.
In response to Steven gave the other artisans should be pulled up to the level of Animal Husbandry. I want a great crafting game. Yeah. I mean, honestly, it sounds like crafting is half the battle here. And I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be super in-depth. But also, I was going to say that that animal handling might be big enough that they potentially might break it into two, is what I kind of got the feeling of during the live stream. Is like, well, this is getting so big and so complex. Is there going to be like a two-part to this animal handling?
Oh, like one for mounts and one
husbandry
for pets or something?
Oh.
Possibly, or like one for training and one for breeding, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that I could kind of see. Honestly, if
the processing
Animal
and
Husbandry,
the other.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly where I was going with it. Is if they were to break it into that, I mean, that would end up being the trinity of gathering, processing, and crafting. Would end up being the taming, the breeding, and the training. Mm-hmm. There'd be the three stages of that.
Yeah, exactly. Super says, I feel like the crafting will or should be the thing everyone is kind of doing during content droughts. PvP sieges are on the cooldown. PvE might have lockouts, so on. So having a good crafting system keeps players in the game. Yeah, exactly. There's that too. But also for the people that are more crafting buffs that aren't into PvE content so much or PvP content, that gives them something to do as well.
Yeah, honestly, I think... Oh,
sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say what you mentioned previously about there being quests and stuff like that. Have content geared towards creators, crafters, that is PvE in nature that would also benefit them, because then you have more of a reason to go do that. Like the most recent boss, if you defeat it, you get a X amount, whatever buff or thing towards your crafting, your animal handling, whatever. Has a chance to have a baby spawn that you can tame in the back of the cavern after you defeat it, etc.
Oh, that's so sad.
I killed the thing.
Your mom
look,
was
there's
evil.
an egg.
I will teach you to be good.
It should be mine.
I've just looked at your parents, but now I'm going to raise you with love and admiration. I'm gonna look after you.
But then the twist is they actually harbored hate for you the whole time you raised them, until they got strong enough to take you down.
Yes.
Oh gosh. That could even incentivize multiple kills of a boss if there is lockouts for a few days or a week. Might be thinking about, wow, too much. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. See, and that's the real rough part. Also, is because you don't want to make it too in depth and complicated as a requirement, because then there's going to be the casual folks about it, like me, will probably just not really do it. Instead of dipping their toes in to a certain degree, they'll just not at all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if you make it too basic, then it's not going to be interesting for those that want to make it a full-time or close to full-time thing.
Yeah.
I think even though it's going to be a lot less return on investment per se, I think the best outcome really is going to be make things really intense and complicated and in-depth, but make a lot of those components optional. Like, you don't have to get that deep with it, but if you really want to be the life skiller, you're gonna really want to do that stuff. But you don't have to be a casual and make it profitable, and to feel successful, you don't have to do all that. But to be ultra successful, you really, really should.
I just want it to be explained properly.
Yeah.
You know, like you can do it, but it's going to take a really long time, and it's going to be hard in the sense of the materials or time or money. But yeah, and I just hope they explain everything properly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and to be
I'm
honest,
really
like,
excited.
Going back to the original question that, not to say that there wasn't actually a proper answer given, but I just wanted to refresh on what the question was that the person on Reddit was talking about, and that's like if Intrepid should really be worried about animal husbandry being more substantial than the other crafts, and I personally don't think so. Because I think if they make animal husbandry more substantial than the other ones are, it's going to be just fine, because you also don't... I mean, I don't want to say that because then it's quite possible they could, but in order to make a mount, you don't necessarily have to go into a raid. You could totally go tame animals in the wild. Maybe there will be something in a raid you can tame, but with all the other crafts, the end point is going to require going into a raid to get to the best stuff. But with animal husbandry, probably not. So it could be a total, like, you don't have to be involved in PvE or PvP content to be a successful animal husbandry person. And maybe master it. At least that's the theory I have right now based on what we know about all the systems. So it could be more intense, but it doesn't require PvE or PvP content outside of getting to an area of the map to tame something.
I like what Super said in terms of PvE progression, have the story mode, entry into crafting, hard mode, advanced tiers of crafting, and mythic top tier crafting. I like that because as somebody who likes raiding, I like having multiple reasons to go raid outside of, well, that's what our guild does every week, so get to it, you know, like what with WoW, like being a top pusher type of raid group versus average curve, the people that push the curve versus the people that kind of are average or behind the curve.
Ones that are just riding the wave.
Yeah. But I like that because then it gives incentive a little bit more. Not just let me go do this thing because I'd like to do this thing, but also all of these reasons are lending itself to me wanting to go do the thing. But
yeah,
can you believe we have 10 minutes left already?
What? It's crazy.
10 minutes and then I can pee.
Oh my goodness.
Even casual gamers want a reason for what they're doing or to progress. So having that next tier to achieve is always good, in my opinion. Let them determine how much time they want to put into it. Exactly. It doesn't have to be a major time sink. It could just be partial time sink. But we are close to 1,000 followers, and we really appreciate you guys. As you can tell above the chat, I might want to lower that or something because it's a little hard to read. But we've started this podcast in 2019, and we're not necessarily focused on the numbers, but we are focused on quality and we're focused on community. So when we get to 1,000, because that's a pretty big milestone, we're thinking of doing a community night and having some fun, maybe just chit-chatting with you guys in Discord or whatever. So if you have any ideas of what you would like to see from us, please let us know.
Hitler.
I feel like it would be good to get that kind of planned out ahead of time. Yeah,
see if we can incorporate that in a future community game night. Because I still want to.
What are you guys at now? I'll go make some accounts. You're gonna need 97 more accounts.
Just only 97. That's it.
Only 97.
Yeah, I still want to get to the point where we do like at least one community game night a month at minimum. Maybe push some more.
That would be nice.
I got to get this work stuff wrangled in first because they like to put me to a lot of work, and they just need to hire more people.
I can like back that because I don't really get too much time with him personally either. So I can make
anybody located within the United States that likes to do remote work most of the time and has experience or a degree in engineering, please let me know. We're hiring.
Yep. They're in desperate need, literally desperate need. I think you're doing like 2 or 3 people's jobs sometimes.
It's about right sometimes.
So, yeah. outside of that, I know that we are working to get some more emotes. I keep accidentally dropping the ball because I need to put a notification somewhere for my face. You can't temper TV when you're always super steal my man. What? But yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna get the emotes back in, trying to get those updated. We wanted Phoenix to get his own because he was super sweet and helped us out, and we want to, mark that. So I've been given creative, I guess, expression for his emote. So we'll see what he gets.
I mean, we don't have a poop emoji yet, so.
But if you like this is the emote. This is the same person that we're getting the other emotes from, and I'm working on getting a static of that emote so that the people who are not subscribers can also do a cheers. So
that's cute.
Yeah. I'm jealous.
Yeah, we're trying to do a couple where we have a still available for followers, and then the motion one available for subscribers.
Nice.
But also I know it's been about 1.5 years at this point. We'd like to consider doing a stream layout overhaul again, and kind of get that updated. So just in case you wondered where your sweet sub points go, that's where they go for us, supporting us and getting better emotes and overlays. And we have some ideas to better increase off of this current overlay, and if you guys have any recommendations or ideas, let us know. But the biggest, most important question is, who do we raid next?
Oh, my voice did like a wind.
Where'd it go? There's no voice for a second.
No, I don't know. I need more coffee.
I see.
And
Tech Deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, some Morgan Tech Deck. I love me some Sim. And also Tech Deck is cool cat. It has a need for more viewers though, maybe. I almost wanna bring people over to Tech Deck just to help out with the viewer count there.
I know this great group that does Ashes stuff named Golden Feather. Rate them, they're online.
Rate them, they're online.
You're sweet. We appreciate that. Thank you, Super. Yeah, let's spread the love to another smaller person.
Yeah, but thank you everybody for stopping by. Sorry we did not make last night's typical stream time, and last week all in all we missed it. But things happen.
It was
life
birthday.
is life. Yeah, it was. I did have a happy birthday. It was a great weekend.
Good. Getting old.
I don't know what you're talking about. I am just gaining years of experience. That's all I'm doing. I'm not getting old at all in any
experience way. Points, Yeah. Night all, have a great night. Fun meeting Z more, right? Exactly.
Aww.
Happy birthday. Yes, happy birthday to Virgin. All right, so are we doing Tech Deck?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do Tech Deck.
All right, I'm going to start the raid then. Alrighty, everybody. We really appreciate you being here, especially on a Saturday.
Yeah, you could have been doing anything with the day. You could have been out, I don't know, doing your own animal husbandry things, which, is a lot more interesting outside of Ashes, I'm sure. And I say interesting with a white umbrella. But you're not. You were here and hanging out with us. So that's pretty cool.
And Z.
We love you.
Thanks for having me again.
Wait, I got it nice. There we go.
It was nice seeing you here for the first time. Instead of just hearing you here.
It was nice seeing your face.
Your lovely mug.
My face.
Faces of the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. Face of the future.
Did you have anything you wanted to tell everybody on the outs? Share with them anything you're doing?
I'm working on a cross stitch, which should hopefully be finished very soon. So keep your eyes open. yeah, and then just give it some love because it's taken forever to finish.
Oh, we got 10 seconds.
Alrighty, yep, we are counting down. So you folks have yourselves a happy day, and we'll see you around next time.
All right, bye.